For this problem, we're asked to solve this equation, cosine of 2 theta plus 4 sine squared theta equals negative 3 sine theta. And we're asked to solve it for theta greater than or equal to 0 and less than 2 pi. So a couple things going on with this. Notice that we've got both a cosine and a sine. We're going to have to fix that. We've got a sine squared and a sine, so that tells us we're going to have to factor at some point in this. And we've got a 2 theta, and the rest of these are just theta. So we're going to have to deal with that. Let's start by dealing with that double angle. So we have a double angle identity. We have a few, actually, for cosine of 2 theta. We're going to choose the one that only has sine in it, because we would love to solve that problem as well right here. So let's replace cosine of 2 theta with 1 minus 2 sine squared of theta. So that's one of our identities for cosine of 2 theta. We know that that's equal to 1 minus 2 sine squared of theta. So then the rest of this will stay the same. 4 sine squared theta equals negative 3 sine of theta. All right, so now everything's sine, everything is just a single theta. So now let's rearrange this, get everything on one side and have one side equal to 0, and then we can factor. So let's see, let's combine these two. Negative 2 sine squared theta plus 4 sine squared theta is 2 sine squared theta. And then if we move this over by adding 3 sine theta to both sides, we get plus 3 sine theta. And then let's move this, this 1 to the end, plus 1 equals 0. Now we've got something that, that we can factor. So let's factor this. Let's see, to get 2 sine squared theta, we're going to need 2 sine theta and sine theta. And to multiply to 1, we need 1 and 1. And both of these are positive, so both of these should be positive. And let's just check that if we FOIL this, we get this middle number. Here we're going to get 1 sine theta plus 2 sine theta, that does equal 3 sine theta. So this is this factored. All right, so now that we've got this, the zero product property says that if we're multiplying two things together and getting 0, then either this is 0 or this is 0. That's the only way to multiply to 0, is if one of the things we're multiplying is 0. And so let's set this 2 sine theta plus 1 equals 0, and sine theta plus 1 equals 0. All right, so if 2 sine theta plus 1 is equal to 0, then sine theta is going to be negative 1/2. So we'll subtract 1 from both sides and then divide both sides by 2. And over here we get that sine theta is equal to negative 1. And now the last thing to do is to look on our unit circle and see what angles are, for what angles is the sine equal to negative 1/2 or negative 1. So sine, remember, is the y coordinate. So we're looking for negative 1/2. We've got that here and here, or negative 1, and we've got that down here. So 7 pi over 6, 3 pi over 2, or 11 pi over 6. So theta is equal to 7 pi over 6, 3 pi over 2, or 11 pi over 6. And those are going to be the 3 angles between 0 and 2 pi that are going to satisfy that equation.